Okay, so what we're doing here is relapping some inlet and exhaust valves in a LS cylinder head. So we've given it a basic cleanup, gotten rid of most of the carbon and contaminants off it. I have already lapped these first couple of valves, so what I'll do, I'll just grab the camera. I'll show you the difference between the two here. So what we're looking to do is see the slightly shiny lip there. That's the surface that we're looking to achieve. Now, predominantly, it's the exhaust valves that cop the harsh treatment. So if I show you this one that I haven't done yet, you can see evidence of the pitting in that area I was talking about, little uneven surface. As I rotated it around, you can see the difference. So that's where the seal begins to break down and you can start to lose small amounts of compression in the engine. So if you actually have a look, the seats themselves look pretty good, but you can see the pitting in that valve there. We've got the focus a bit better on the camera. So what we're looking to do is, here's one that I've done earlier. Now, you're never going to get rid of all of it without a machine, but I'll show you a little process which definitely helps, and it'll give the valves a bit more longevity, especially if you haven't found any issues with the valve train. So a couple of little tools here. We just sit these ones back over here so we don't drop them. Now, I'll start with the exhaust one because it's probably in the worst condition. Just using a little bit of valve grinding compound. You can get this from pretty much any mechanical supplier, Repco, Bursons, sometimes even your trade companies, tool companies will have it. And you just want to run it around on the edge of the valve, just in the area that you're going to relap. So, and it's important you don't get any of this compound down in the guides. So you want to be quite gentle and purposeful when you put the valve in, because if that gets into the actual guide in the cylinder head, you know what it'll do. It'll end up grinding away. So it's good just to wet a little suction cap of this tool. The idea is that sticks onto the valve like that, and you can, doesn't want to stay there. You can lift the valve out if you need to. Now you'll notice a sound difference when I start to rotate this. So what we're trying to do is spin the valve to actually create the friction in here. It sounds like sandpaper. See how now that noise has changed? Just lift the valve back out, sit it back down. Gone back to that coarse sound again. So the way I do it, until the sound changes, lift it out, rotate it, back in. Until the sound changes again, lift it out, rotate it. That's exactly what the valve will be doing when it's being under operation. It'll open, and from time to time they will slightly spin. So you want that seat and valve to have a nice, good mechanical seal as best as possible without, sitting these in a machine and refacing them completely. Now, this is a process you would even do with new valves and seats to make sure that you've got that good mechanical seal. You can hear that's not that really coarse grinding sound when I first start. It actually goes away very, very quickly now. It means the service is beginning to take the shape we want. So if we just take that back out, a little bit of brake clean just to get the grinding compound off. And you'll see that we've begun to get rid of a large amount of the pitting there. However, with being an exhaust valve, I'd like to go a little bit further and get that as clean as possible. So what we do is our valve compound is probably starting to deteriorate. And we put a fresh amount on, just around that sealing surface. If you're doing this in your own garage or whatever, once you get close up with it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And again, we don't want to get any down in that guide, so we want to be nice and gentle as possible. And quite a coarse sound. That coarse sound is sort of disappearing rather rapidly now, so that tells me by hand we're probably not going to clean this one up much better than what it is. So I think that is about as good as we're going to get. Now you want to make sure you get all of the cutting compound off the valve and the seat. So use different parts of your rag to make sure there's none left behind. I'm actually pretty happy with how that's turned out. Get a bit better picture for you. You can see that most of the pitting is actually gone. So can't ask for much better than that, especially, you know, not in an actual machine shop. So that's our second exhaust valve done. Now, when I clean the seat, because the head's sitting upside down, we don't want any of this running down into our guide, so always wipe away up into the combustion chamber rather than down into your valve guide. And now, I'll grab that camera again. You'll be able to see the clean surface. No pit marks. Now that's the intake side, which they don't tend to wear like the exhaust. They don't have the contaminants that come out of the exhaust. So I'll give you a bit of a comparison. Actually doesn't look too bad, that one. And if we go back to the one we just cleaned up, you can see there's a nice matte finish on it and no pit marks. So that means that that valve is going to seal up really, really well. So, which when we're making power and performance, that's what we want. We don't want any gases escaping except out the path they're meant to take. It's got 13 more to go.